Perfect.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, happy morning, dear friends. Here I just want to give you a small discussion related to deepfakes. Actually, this is one of the research I have just done, and of course, this exact research it started as like a fun thing. So I just want to share some important aspects when on just making it, because see, actually this deepfakes, it is exactly maybe threatening also. So I just want to give you a small impact onto this. See, dear friends, actually the availability of this inexpensive digital device and the evolution of this social media have resulted in a tremendous increase in multimedia content in cyberspace. However, the emergency of this sophisticated artificial intelligence has led to spread of de-information, also some making it difficult to distinguish whether it is true from the falsehood. And here it is the exact technology, dear friends, actually deepfake technology, which uses AI generated video and audio. So poses a serious threat to the society, as it can be used to propagate fake news also. And as videos are increasingly used as evidence in litigations and criminal justice proceedings, it is important to ensure their authenticity and integrity, so which may become more challenging as deepfake generations become more advanced. Additionally, the use of powerful manipulations tools can further complicate the task of authentications and integrity verifications. And here I just want to share this one thing. So here, this deepfake videos can be categorized into many functionalities, as like face swap is there, lip syncing, puppet master is there, face synthesizer, and attribute manipulation. And even though audio fakes also, there is a deepfakes under audio. And this deepfakes comes in different types, where I just already specified, as like a face swap is what the most thing. And this face swap deepfake replaces the face from the source person with the target persons, and face to create a video that shows the target persons performing actions that the source persons actually did. And when coming to this lip syncing deepfake, it just modifies the target person's lip movement to match specific audio recording. And Puppet Master, actually this deepfakes replaces the target person's expressions and the body movement to animate a video according to the attacker's desires. And face synthesize and attribute manipulation create photorealistic face images and manipulate facial attributes to spread disinformation on social media and using fake profiles. And when coming to this audio deepfakes, also which known as the voice cloning, use deep learning techniques to generate the target speaker's voice saying something they did not actually say. So these different types of deepfakes can be used to target mainly famous personalities, damage reputations, or spread disinformation and manipulate public opinions. And of course, coming to this part of deepfakes, this audio deepfakes or this voice cloning have not received as much attention as like deepfakes in video term of detections. And here I just want to specific some of the disinformations or misinformation which we just used in deepfakes. One among the thing is troll. Actually, of course, independent and hired trolls spread false information on social media to cause disorder and reactions in society. So with some doing it for personal satisfactions and others for monetary benefits. Mainly here, this deepfakes video generated by hired trolls are seen as a new weapon in the ongoing fabricated news wars. So that can bring more devastating effect on society. Next comes the bots. Actually, bots are software or algorithm which is used to spread fabricated or misleading content among people. And and during the even US elections campaign in 2016, bots generated 1/5 of tweets during the last month of the campaign. So of course, these bots have become more powerful with the emergence of deepfakes, and recently messaging app also used bots to produce more pictures or unwanted things which just done under unauthorized functionalities. Next one, coming to the conspiracy theories. So here actually these theories or spread vague and doubtful claims on the internet, often though these documentaries or memes which believing that certain prominent communities are secretly controlling the world. So the use of deepfakes content by these theories can increase controversy. And coming to the next one, hyper partition media. Actually, dear friends, this hyper-partition media just refers to fake news websites and blogs that intentionally spread false information for profit or to attract visitors. So these media sources are a potential incubator for spreading fabricated news among people through social media platform. And here, the use of AI-generated fake content can assist these bloggers to easily spread disinformations and increases views. Last but not least, actually politicians are the major source of this disinformations, as they may spread manipulated informations to score points. And they can use their fame and public support to spread false news among their followers and defame opponent parties. So deepfakes can also be used by politicians to post controversial content about their competitor on this convolutional media. When coming to this evolution of this deepfake, of course, it is not now, but of course it was there, which we just say the earliest example of manipulated multimedia content, which has occurred in 1860. When a portrait of southern politicians John Calhoun was skillfully manipulated by replacing his head with that of US President Abraham Lincoln. And the manipulations of multimedia content is usually accomplished by adding or removing and replicating objects within or between the two images itself, and followed by post-processing steps like scaling or rotation and color adjustments to improve visual appearance, the scale and perspective coherence, in addition to the traditional methods of image manipulation, advancement in computer graphics and the deep learning techniques have provided various automated approaches for digital manipulations with improved semantic consistency. And dear friends, actually here I just want to share one thing. So when coming to my exact research, there we just done something related to the evolvement of auto-encoders, and which is just to synthesize video from scratch or different application, and such as photorealistic human face generation based on specific attributes. Here, shallow fakes, on the other hand, involves basic editing of this video using cheaper and more accessible software. So when coming to, yeah, of course I can just specify one of the shallow face example also. Actually, there is a selectively edited video of US Speaker Nancy Pelosi in May 2019, which was shared on Facebook and received more than 2.2 million views within 48 hours. So actually the entertainment industry has been using video manipulation techniques for decades. And an early notable academic project was the video rewrite program, which was published in 1997. So that is the exact one came into exist to use to automatically reanimate facial movement in existing video to a different audio track and achieving convincing result. Actually, there are so many things are there, dear friends. When we just come towards the evolution here, it is just starting from 1997 until to the day. There are so many examples. Each and everything it is on related to the exact celebrities. That is what the main thing. And I just want to share one thing, how to create. Of course, it is easy to create, but hard to detect, of course, now. And creating the steps. So this would provide an analysis of existing method for audio and video deepfake generation. Deepfake can be created though face swap or lip syncing, puppet mastery, or face synthesis, and as I already said, as like attribute manipulations and audio deepfakes. And here when coming to the process, there are main requirements of extraction, training, and creation. These are the exact three main process how to create the deepfake videos. Dear friend, here I just specify one of the extraction. So in deepfakes, that comes from the fact that this face swap technology, which is just uses in deep learning techniques, and if you are familiar with the concept, you should know that the exact deep learning often requires large amount of data. So without hundreds of face pictures, you will not be able to create a deepfake. So a way to get around this is to collect a number of video clips which features the people you want to face swap. And the extraction process refers to the process of extracting all the frames from these video clips, identifying the face and aligning them. And the alignment is critical since the neural network that performs the face swap requires all the faces to have the same size. Of course, usually it just makes it as like 256 into 256 pixels and features aligned. And detecting and aligning faces is a problem that is considerably mostly solved and is done by most applications is very efficiently. And next comes the training. So training is a technical term, of course, borrowed from the machine learning process. So in this case, what we just refer is the process which allows the neural network to convert a face into another. And we are just going to see it detailedly in coming further functionalities. And although it takes several hours, the training phases need to be done only once. So once completed, it can convert a face from a person A into person B. And this is what the exact time-consuming part or time-consuming phase where we generate deepfake videos. Next comes the creation. Dear friends, actually once the training is complete, it is finally the time to create a deepfake one. So starting from a video, all frames are extracted and all faces are aligned. Then each one is converted using the trained neural network. And the final step is to merge the converted face back into the original frame. So while this sounds like an easy task, it is actually where most face swap applications go wrong. The exact algorithm is to stitch a face back into or back onto the image is hard-coded and lacks the flexibility to detect the mistake. So this is what, when we just do it perfectly in creating, of course it would be very hard to detect. So that is what it just makes it. And here we just go as I had just said. So on to the back-coded, that is hard-coded, the lack flexibility to detect mistakes or all the things is done by manipulating. And next it just comes towards the one that is actually, see, every frame is processed independently. There is no temporary correlations between them. So meaning that the final video might have some flickering or some glimpse would happen. And this is, of course, this is one of the part where more researchers would be needed. And of course, see, I think you were able to see the exact the image of the source and image of the target once on creating the deep fake, how reality it was now. And let I just give you small backhand how it is just creating. Actually, dear friends, actually this artificial neural network is the one base which I'm just going to specify now. So these artificial neural network are made out of thousands of nodes connected in a specific fashions. So nodes are typically arranged in layers. The way in which they are connected determine the type of the network and ultimately its ability to perform a certain computational task over another one. So a traditional neural network might look like, as I have just specified, as like an input layer and a hidden layer, and of course the last would be the output layer. And here each node, which we just say as like artificial neural network or artificial neuron, from the input layer contains a numerical value that encodes the input we want to feed onto the network. And if we are trying to predict the weather for tomorrow, yeah, the input nodes might contain the pressure, temperature, humidity, and wind speed encodes as a number. So these values are broadcasted to the next layer. So that is how we just make use of it. And even though the same example, if we just take it to that of hidden layer, yeah, it is the interesting part. In each edge dampness or amplifies the value to transmit. So when coming to the hidden layer, each node sums all the values it receives and outputs the new one based on its own function. So the result of the computation can be retrieved from the output layer. And here in this case only one value is processed or one value is the produced. So for instantly what we just seen here, it is about the climate, so probability of rain or whatever be. And when coming to this image, here when images are the input, or here if we just take that images as an output of our neural, we typically have 3 input nodes for each pixel. So of course initializing with the amount of what we just say as like red, green, blue, which it just have thus like in layers. And the most effective architecture of this image based application, so for which we just specify as like a convolutional neural network. And this is what the exactly deepfakes is using. And training a neural network means finding a set of weight for all edges, so that the output layer produces the desired result. So one of the most used techniques to achieve this called the back propagation. So it works by readjusting the weight every time the network makes a mistake. So the basic idea behind the phase detection and the image generation. So the phase detections and the image generation is that each layer will respectively represent progressively core complex features. So in the case of phase, for instance, the first layer might detect edges, the second phase features, and which the third layer is able to use the detecting image. So here I just already specified with an images of an phase. So in reality, what each layer responds to is from being that simple. So this is why a deep dream has been originally used as a means to investigate how and what convolutional neural networks will learn. And back to this, dear friend, autoencoder, that is what I have just specified, recent trends onto that of autoencoder. So autoencoder, so neural network comes in all shapes and sizes and is exactly the shape and size that determine the performance of the new network at solving a certain problem. And here the encoder is a special type of neural network whose objective is to match the input that was provided with. And at the first glance, autoencoder might seem like nothing more than a toy example, or that they do not appear to solve any real problem. But let's have a look of this network, which features two fully connected hidden layers with 4 neurons each. And if we train this neural network as the encoder, so we might encounter a serious problem. And of course, dear friends, actually the edges that might coverage to a solution where the input values are simply transported into their respective output nodes. And here, as I have just specified, so when this happens, no real learning is happening. The network has rewired itself to simply connect the output nodes to the input ones. And actually, however, something interesting happening if one of the layer features fewer nodes. In this case, actually input values cannot be simply connected to their respective output nodes. In order to succeed at this task, the autoencoder has to somehow compress the information provided and to reconstruct it before presenting it as its final output. And see here, dear friends, this is what the exact technology behind it. And autoencoders are naturally lossy, which we just meaning that they will not be able to reconstruct the image perfectly, but this can be seen in the comparison which is just taking how to build an autoencoder. See, the first row shows how the random images that has been fed one by one and to be trained autoencoder. So, however, because of the autoencoder is forced to reconstruct the input image as a best it can. It has to learn how to identify and to represent its most meaningful future. Here I have just specified one of the exact training that has taken place here. See, actually it is important to notice that if we train two autoencoders separately, they will be incompatible with each other, and the latent phase are based on specific feature that each network has deemed meaningful during its training process. So, but if two autoencoders are trained separately on different phase, their latent space will represent different futures. So what makes phase swapping technology possible is finding a way to force both latent phases to be encoded on the same future. So here deepfake solved this by having both networks sharing the same encoder, yet using actually different decoders. Okay, so during the training phases, these two networks are treated separately. Here, as I specified, the decoder A is only trained with phase A, and the decoder B is only trained with the phase B. However, all latent phases are produced by the same encoder. So this means that the encoder itself has to identify common features in both the phases. Because all phases has a similar structure, it is not unreasonable to epic the encoder to learn the concept of phase by itself. Okay, now once on making the training, what is the next? Of course, it is the generating. So when the training process is complete, we can pass a latent phase generated from subject A to the decoder B. So here, as I have just specified, so the decoder B, kindly observe, the decoder B will try to reconstruct subject B. So from the information relative to subject A. So if the network has generalized well enough, what makes a face? So the latent space will represent facial expression and orientations. So this means generating a face for subject B with the same expression and orientation of the subject A. And I just want to show you one of the example. Just make it manually here. So here I am just going to upload my image. Okay, so let me just upload here. Yeah, it's done, and let me just select any one of the video here. So here I just go with this video, and once on selected, yeah, here I just want to get it generated, and it just takes some few seconds to be done. Of course, it specifies several minutes. Just for a while, dear friends. Yeah, it's done. So the training, so it is the exact time taken to train the exact image of source A, and of course it just merged with the video B, and now, yeah, when on just generated, kindly just observe the function. Just be in while, dear friends. Actually, it is not much take much more time. Yeah, it's generated. So of course, just enjoy the video. Yeah, hope you seen the video, dear friends. How was it? Got it? Yeah, fine. So let me just continue here. See, actually, dear friends, I just want to, even though this exact deep face generation, it is not much more easy, but there are few challenges are there here. Despite the significant progress made in enhancing this video quality of deepfakes, there are still numerous challenges that may be addressed. And here one, first of all, which we just to say, the nature of generative models, which means that they rely on learned feature during training, so making it necessary to have a large amount of data to generate high quality of deepfakes. And however, obtaining sufficient data for a particular victim is a challenging task. And next comes the one which we just say identity leakage. See, actually, which occurs when there is a significant mismatch between the target identity and driving identity in a phase reenactment. See, in such cases, facial data from the driving identity is partially transferred to the generated phase, and comprising this, the preservation of the target identity would remains the same. And next comes the paired training. Actually, here data pairing is another challenge which involves generating the desired output by identifying similar input example from the training data. So this process is, of course, inapplicable in a scenario where different facial behaviors and multiple identities are involved in the training stages like that. And next comes the post variations and distance from the camera. See, actually, this one is significant challenges for deepfake generation. So existing deepfake techniques can generate high quality results for framed facial views, but the quality of manipulated content significantly degrades when a person looks off the camera. So additionally, facial distance from capturing devices affects the quality of face synthesization. And next one is the illumination condition, and this is also pose significant challenges for deepfake generation. And here the main results, it is on to the color inconsistency and the strange artifacts which just done in the resultant video. And occultation is also another major challenge. So which results when the face region of the source and the victim is observed when a hand or hair or glasses or any other items. So here hidden faces or eye portions can also be cause inconsistent. So facial features in the manipulated content. Next one here comes towards the temporal coherence, which is yet another challenges in deepfake generation, as the presence of evident artifacts like flickering and jitter or among frames that can compromise the quality of the deepfakes. And finally, a significant challenge for audio-based deepfakes is the lack of natural emotions, that's breathiness and the pace at which the target speaks. So given these challenges, it is necessary to develop deepfake generations methods that are effective and robust to variations in elimination conditions or temporal coherence and pose variations. There are so many things are there, dear friends. And next come to the detection. Yeah, here there are so many data sets are available for detecting. So deepfake detecting, of course, how we just do it? The same thing, we have to train it and we have to identify the exact AI generated videos. So here towards this data set, how this exact formations is taken into the functionality. And here this deepfake detection challenge, which is done by Facebook and Google's, actually it is more effective than to that of other. And now recently related with this Face Forensic plus that is also giving a good resultant for detection. Let me just see something related to this deepfake detection. Of course, when coming to the detection, yeah, it can be done in images under two main process, that is handcrafted future-based method and deep futures-based method is that. And let me just mainly concentrate on to this video. So video, when coming to the video detection under deepfakes, so it has temporal features across video frames and visual artifacts within video frames. That is the most challenging things are there. So here when coming to this temporal features, this refers to patterns or changes that occurs over time. And here in the context of deepfake detection, temporal features are important because they are reveal inconsistency or irregularity in the way that a deepfake video was generated. And one way to analyze temporal feature in a deepfake video is to examine the video frames over time. See, for an example, deepfake video may have inconsistent lighting or color across the different frame, and which could indicate that different sources video were used to generate the fake video. So similarly, the movement of the subject's face or the target face or body may be unnatural or jerky. So which could suggest that the video was generated using AI related and then it be filmed into a real time. That is also can be done. And other temporal that can be used for deepfake detections also include as like audio cues or such as inconsistency in the background noise or the timing of the speech and metadata analysis. So which can reveal anomalies in the timestamps or other information associated with the videos. So overall, detecting deepfakes requires a multi-dimensional approach that takes into account both temporal and visual features, and as well as other factors such as context and source. Also here it is credibility. Next one here we are on to about visual artifacts inside the frame. So here within the video frame, that is mainly for deepfake detection, which is refers to the identification and analysis of abnormalities or inconsistency present in a single frame of a video. And these artifacts can manifest as distortions, noise, blurriness, or other visual inconsistency that are not presented in a genuine video. Okay, so here detecting visual artifacts in a single frame can be an effective way to identify deepfakes, as they may reveal the use of post-processing techniques, such as what we just say as like digital manipulations or overlaying. And here, dear friends, actually, for example, let me just say, if we are having a deepfake video, just may show unnatural blending or morphing between two faces, or have visual artifacts around the boundaries of the face. So, indicating that the images were artificially generated. And various machine learning techniques such as convolutional neural network have been applied to detect visual artifacts in the deepfake videos. So these techniques can be trained as a data set for both genuine and manipulated video to learn the feature that distinguishes between that two. And here the resulting model can be used to detect visual artifacts in the new video, so which can be helpful to identify the deepfakes. And overall, the detection of visual artifacts within the video frame is an important technique for detecting deepfakes and is often used in combination with other methods as like temporal and audio analysis also. And kindly observe here, dear friends, this phase manipulation deepfakes detections is a field of research and development that focuses on identifying videos and images that have been manipulated using artificial intelligence techniques. And deepfakes are the specific type of manipulated media that alter the appearance of the person's face, and they can be used to create fake videos or images that look very realistic. The detection of deepfakes is important because they can be used to spread false information, manipulate public opinion, and cause harm to individuals and society as a whole. So some of the methods that researchers or experts are exploring to detect deepfakes, including analyzing facial inconsistency, examining metadata, using AI algorithms, and utilizing verification tools. And of course, here I have just given you one of the things, dear friends. Kindly just observe the first image here. Of course, a true celebrity whose face, whose eyes are in different color. Both the eyes are in different color. Obviously, it is true. But even though we can't just take it as like a manipulation, we can't just take it towards the data, towards the manipulation. So some celebrities, truly they have both the eyes are in different colors. So this also be one among the part of the researchers who would just take it into an account. And of course, so facial inconsistency involves looking for unnatural movements or glitches in a person's face that might indicate manipulation. So metadata analysis examines the information embedded in a digital file to determine if it has been manipulated. And verification tools also combines a variety of techniques to provide a likelihood source that an image or a video is authenticated. So here, overall detecting deepfakes is a complex and ongoing challenge that requires the development of new technology and the collaborations of experts from various fields. While there is a foolproof method for detecting that there is like advances in technology, and researchers are helping to improve our ability to identify and prevent their harmful uses. And of course here as to the same, here also detection, there are so many challenges is there, dear friends. So challenges in deepfake detections methods despite the remarkable advancement made in this area. The quality of deepfakes data sets is one of the most major challenge due to the imperfections in manipulation techniques that results in visual artifacts such as temporal flickering would be there, or blurriness and over smoothness, lack of head pose movement, lack of face occluding objects, and identity leakage. So additionally the limited availability of high quality audio-visual deepfakes data sets creates difficulties for a detection method. So we have to make use of more real videos. So another challenge is the binary classification, which is used to detect methods, which is insufficient for real world scenario. So it is recommended to enhance the scheme to multi-class or multi-label and local class or local classification detection at the frame level. So moreover, the lack of explainability in detection method, particularly those based on deep learning approaches, creates problem in the field by journalists or law enforcement who demand an explanation for a numerical score. So additionally, existing deepfake detection methods do not consider temporal inconsistency but between frames and require an extra step to compute. So the integrity score at the video level. So lastly, social media laundering, which we just say, which strips audio or visual content of metadata, downsamples and compresses it. It is a challenge that reduces the accuracy of deepfake identification approaches. So to overcome these challenges, it is recommended to include simulation of social media laundering in training data and increase the evaluation database to contain data on social media laundered visual content. And yeah, of course, here I have just included my paper, my chapter, which I have just done related to this research. And of course, dear friends, not but one thing, actually, the detection of deepfake is a rapidly evolving field of research and development. So driven by the growing threats of manipulated media in society, deepfakes of type of artificial intelligence technology that can create highly realistic fake video or images that manipulate the appearance of a person's face. So the detection of deepfakes is important to prevent their harmful use, including the spread of false information and the manipulation of the public opinion. So various methods are being developed and explored to detect deepfakes, including facial inconsistency, metadata analysis, AI algorithm, and verification tools. So these methods are constantly evolving and improving, and there is no foolproof method yet for detecting all these types of deepfakes. So, however, through continued research and collaboration, experts are making progress in improving the accuracy and effectiveness of deepfake detection. And as deepfake technology continues to evolve, it is essential to develop new and improved detection method to stay ahead of potential threats and protect individual and society as a whole. Yeah, I have done